Hi, hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm Hope, aka Little Ginge, and I'm very glad to have you here. Today we are building the second part of our Savannah Habitat with the safari jeep ride all the way through, and today this will be the elephants. It's quite a natural enclosure. There's one building in it that is their little house, but then similar to the safari habitat, there is lots of rocks and a bit of, quite a lot of water actually, because the elephants really love having a bit of a swim and a paddle, and so we wanted all of that in there. I'm quite proud of how this habitat turns out. It's quite simple, but I think it looks quite nice, and the elephants look quite nice in it, if that makes sense. So yeah. Currently I'm just putting in the track ride and covering it all up so it looks like the Jeep is just driving along the nice savannah ground almost. And so I'm just adding another pool of water right near the track, so the elephants might be really near the guests that are on the track ride. And then I start to build a nice little archway that both the elephants and the little Jeep can go through. I think it's quite a nice piece of just like structure almost to have in the middle of the habitat that also looks natural. Like I end up adding like quite a few more rocks all around it, and I try and smooth out all the edges where the rocks join so they look as natural as it can within a zoo that is, I guess, man-made, instead of being, because this zoo is meant to be a zoo. It's not meant to be like a wildlife park that animals have been, you just sort of happen to stumble upon animals here. It is meant to be a zoo that you do come and view the animals in. But I still want it to look natural and still want them to be as happy as possible in it. So that is our aim. And so yeah, I'm just adding lots of rocks, adding some grass. I really like the new, I think is it durian grass? I don't know, the new grass that came with the Africa pack. I really like that grass. I really like putting it on rocks. I think it's one of those ones that looks really nice on rocks for some reason. And I'm trying to use the aquatic rocks more because I really like them. I really like how they look in deep cracks and how they're a little bit more rounded. Not much, but a little bit more rounded than most of the ones we have. But the only thing with it is the colouring. So I did see in, I think it was a Delay Designer video, that she's found something on the Steam Workshop that you could just see off from the central view here. That has all the aquatic rocks like pre-coloured, and so they kind of match. So I do use that. It's not perfect, but it's better than anything I could do. So you can sort of see the rocks at the bottom there. That are the aquatic rocks. Do blend in quite nicely, and they don't look drastically different, which is good. So I'm just adding more rocks so it doesn't seem like it's just this arch of rocks has come out of nowhere. There's a bit more of a wall, and to divide up the habitat a bit more, I guess. I don't know why, but I thought it looked nice, and I think it does. I think it looks quite good. I think it actually is quite natural as well, to be honest, even though I use pretty much the same rocks, just flipping them all around, which is always good. We like making things look natural in a zoo. Lots of rocks used in this habitat. I don't mind. I think rocks add to it, adds a bit of dimension. I need to get better. That's what I've sort of realised, is a lot of I think the reason that some of my habitats look a bit weird is because they're all very flat. I don't add a lot of height to mine, so that's my aim, is going to try and add some more dimension. The next habitat I think I'm going to build maybe will be the lions, and the nice big lion sort of pride, and I think I've got an idea, and it's going to involve using different heights of ground instead of just building more buildings. So here's the building that I'm building. How many times can I say building? Here's the little elephant house that I'm making here. I wanted to keep it similar with the colour scheme of the giraffe house and the rhino house. So it's this the red and the nice terracotta reddy orange and the nice yellow. But instead of it being a cylinder as well, I wanted to make it a bit more of a classic rectangle house, just because it is a different enclosure, and that's not part of that trio with the beginning of the track jeep ride and the rhino enclosure and the giraffe house. It's not like part of that trio, but it is in the same African kingdom, so I did want them to at least feel similar. So as you can see, I've used the same posts that are on the rhino house and the giraffe house. I call it a giraffe house because it's made specifically so the giraffes can sit in it, but obviously all the other animals do live in it as well. But, oh well. Giraffe house is easier to say. And so here we're getting our lovely elephants, putting them up for quarantine, and putting them in the park, and so they can enter and I can check all their navigable space, if you will. And so even more rocks. We love the rocks. I quite like my use of, I think I only used a few trees here, which I try to do. I tried to keep all the trees consistent, and the same, I used what I call the boba tree. I don't always call the I don't know what it actually is called, but I say boba tree throughout it as well, because the boba tree is used in the giraffe habitat, and so it sort of melds them together, but they are different because they aren't using exactly the same. I was thinking the elephants would be more by the waterfront or by a big lake or something, because they like swimming, like the watering hole. The elephants like roaming near, which is why there's palm trees there, and the giraffes and zebras and whatnot are more inland in the grasslands, so they've got bigger trees, I guess is the thought process behind it. And so I've added the like little waterfall feature like I did in the, if you saw that my hippo video, I did add that in there as well, and I wanted to cover it in the hippo video, but I couldn't figure out how, and I went to cover it in this one, in this habitat, but I decided, oh no, this is meant to be a zoo. This is meant to be a zoo that people know all the enclosures are built. It's not somewhere they come to see animals in the wild, and so there's going to be bits and pieces that are very much not natural, and so I wanted to keep that in just so it added that bit of this is a zoo kind of message, which I think is fine. I think it looks nice. It doesn't look like too standout-y, but it works. And so here I realised that I nearly said hippos then. They're not hippos, they're elephants. The elephants didn't have enough hard shelter, so I just wanted to make them almost a little cave for them, which is fine. It gives them a bit more shelter and like adds to just the rocks, really. It doesn't look much different. Here's a little elephant using the mud bath. And even more rocks. I did this bit off stream, this last little bit of the speed build, I did this off stream, and so there's less pauses. But it's mainly me just putting rocks down and trying to decorate a little bit more, try and tie it all together, because I felt like something was off about the enclosure when I ended the stream, but I couldn't figure out what. But now I think it looks alright. I still don't really know what was off about it, but there's something. And I fixed it now. I've sort of added a bit more in this area. And so here, these are Australian logs. I am aware of that. I just thought they were African and I read the title wrong. And by the time I had built them all, I didn't realise. But I quite liked how they look. And basically what I wanted to do was create not a big fence, like blocking the animals from seeing each other over the fence. But I didn't want the elephants to be able to like grab, I guess, the other animals in the other enclosure, and so they could see each other but not like reach each other. So it's kind of a potential like health and safety thing really for the animals, and I thought it looked nice. And so here's me messing around with more water, because I always do this and then I think of a really good idea and then it doesn't work, and so I spend forever terraforming and then having to put it all back. So basically I wanted all of the pools to like merge into one, so it's like a river, coming off the big lake, but that wasn't working, so I just did a little pool and then another pool further away, and so there's a bit more water for the elephants there, because they do like that. And yeah, just more aquatic rocks everywhere. And so I also added them little 3 posts so the sort of keeper can come in and not have the elephants come really close to them. But then I realised the elephants couldn't actually leave that space when the keeper put them down, so I had to get rid of it, I think. The speed build is about to come to the end. I'm just placing more rocks to sort of decorate and make, because I covered some of the barriers around the edge, so it didn't look as zooey, which goes against my other point, but oh well. But we're about to come to the end of the speed build, so I shall see you in game. Hello there and welcome to the in-person tour of the elephant habitat. Here we've got one of our lovely elephants who is... Oh, you're going to use the roll feeder? Right. Come on. Oh, well done. Proud of you. Proud of you. Got some food. Got some food. So here is the habitat overall. You saw at the end here. Oh, this elephant's playing football. Oh, adorable. Very cute. And the other... don't know what they're doing over here. They're mating? They might be mating. Yes. Africa, they've done a mate. They're really good friends now, which is good. And so yeah, here is the overall habitat. I'm quite proud of it actually. You can see at the end of that speed build there, I like covered this part of the fence with some land and then rocks to sort of blend it in, add a bit more character to this bit, so it's quite empty at the end of the stream. Whereas now there's a lot more trees and there's some more water, and it all looks very nice. I think there's this big pool of water that the elephants use that the guests can see, and then obviously the enrichment stuff is over here as well to kind of help them see the elephants a bit more. So yeah, overall I'm really proud of it. You can kind of see where the Jeep ride comes all the way through, and obviously underneath here as well. And then their little house, which I probably could make a bit more detailed. They're having a bit of a lie down. They're exhausted after making a baby, which is fine. I think that's acceptable. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I think could be, obviously could have more in it, but I think it's quite a simple habitat that serves the elephants pretty well, I would say. So what more could they want, really? Probably a bigger house, but I can't be bothered. So, yeah. I just want to say thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you did enjoy it. I'll get my camera angles on properly. I really hope you did enjoy it. And hopefully you will see us next time when we will be continuing with Lilypad Manor. Thank you so much for watching. I shall see you all very soon. Bye!